Hi, Dr. Mark here for Natural Health. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're talking about vitamins and minerals and trying to figure out what those pesky things are. It just flipped on there. Oh, there it's still there. Okay, I think we're okay. I think we're still working good. Hope we had technical difficulties. Doing good. I wanted to mention tonight too that we've been working really hard. I should say, Coach Eddie's been working really hard on the website, and he's got a lot of things on there. We're posting a lot of videos to explain what we do here at Natural Health. So if you have any questions about that, you can always go on our website, look in the video section there, look through some of the videos, and also there's a place in there to sign up for our newsletter that you can get our daily or our weekly blogs and things. We explain a lot of things on that too, how we look at things. And of course, in natural health, we're looking at things a little different. We're looking at things at underlying causes rather than treatments. So rather than having a disease and then getting treated for it with the medication or whatever, we try to look at what prevents the disease and look at underlying causes if people already have some kind of symptom or condition going on. So tonight again we're talking about vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals, again, these are the micronutrients that you hear about. Your proteins and fats and starches are your macronutrients. We're looking at micronutrients tonight. And vitamins basically are nutritional things that help your body to heal and build and things like that, like just vitamin D and that kind of stuff. Where minerals are more enzymatic, work on the enzymes. The enzymes in the body do all the different functions that go on. So minerals are very important. Of course, I'm Dr. Mark. So we want to start by talking about natural vitamins, and we like to look at that as a whole food supplement. So one of the problems with mainstream is they think they know everything. Well, the deal is, we think we actually know some things, but we're not sure we know everything. So like when you're eating or taking vitamins and things, we want to use the whole food because it has all the cofactors and covitamins and cominerals that the body needs to handle or utilize that one vitamin that you're after. So again, the natural vitamins are derived from living things, essential for human physiology. They work with food or come with food that the body is supposed to have, that we're meant to live on. The food matrix family of factors that controls the way the body utilizes them. Again, it has the minerals, the cofactors, coenzymes that help the body utilize that vitamin. High bioavailability due to the synergistic effect of several cofactors, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, all in the same food, all in the same supplement. Expensive to extract from plants. So again, they're a whole food, so they're more than just synthetic vitamins from coal tar or some synthetic source. There's a lot more to them. Now the interesting thing with it is that you need a lot less of a natural vitamin in a pill than you need a synthetic, because the natural vitamin is completely used, where the synthetic, the body usually urinate, in your urine you see most of that come out. So it's really much more efficient to use natural vitamins, and they actually work right. Supplement companies less than 5% bring 100% whole natural vitamins to the market. Not a lot of manufacturers out there because they don't understand how it works. Also, in the many companies' board of directors are all medical people, which is not all bad, but it's just that they look at things differently. They're looking at a vitamin as a chemical rather than looking at it as a food. So they have manufacturers work on making vitamins, maybe a good source or a good supposed quality of a vitamin, but it's still a synthetic vitamin. And it's taking, when you have a vitamin of one type, like if you're taking a vitamin D3, that's just one type of vitamin D that, yes, it shows up in your bloodstream, but is it really working the body correctly? Is it really helping the body naturally to help heal the body? Since the FDA and the USDA have no effective definitions of natural, marketing claims of natural can contain as much as 90% synthetic. You have to be very careful about what manufacturers you use. So again, a rock is natural, but you wouldn't want to eat a rock. So you have to be careful how the wording is used. They're not toxic, contain whole vitamins. Again, they're just food, so again, you can't overdo it, like in certain vitamins, like your oil-soluble vitamins, especially A, D, E, and K. If you get them in the wrong sources and take too much at one time, your body can't handle them, they become toxic. So important to know that. Many natural vitamin supplements have synthetics. Vitamin supplements have synthetics. So they're put together sometimes, you have to watch that. And then petroleum comes from nature, but that doesn't mean you should consume it. So back to the coal tar vitamins. I mean, a lot of these vitamins, if you put them in a pan and heat them up, you'll actually see oil ooze. It's not a good thing to look at if you put it into your body. Synthetic vitamins are man-made, occur in laboratories, derived from petroleum or coal tar, isolated chemicals, lack transporters and cofactors. So again, it's just the one vitamin. Now the problem is, in medical science, they've decided that vitamin C does this thing. So people think, well, let's just get vitamin C to take care of this symptom. Well, the problem with that is you're missing the whole food source of it. So vitamin C again is one of those that the FDA has allowed to be very confusing, because you can market ascorbic acid as vitamin C, but that's not the whole vitamin C complex. It's in an orange. So it's a whole different animal of how it works. Now, vitamin C, so ascorbic acid works fine for certain things. It's an acid. Most people's digestive systems are basic because they eat too many processed carbohydrates. So the vitamin C actually does some good as ascorbic acid, but it's not a healing vitamin in that form. So there's a lot more to it than just what's on the label of the vitamin bottle. Appear to be the same as natural vitamins, but do not work the same way in the body, again, for that same purpose, because they're synthetic, they don't have the cofactors and enzymes and co-minerals with them, so important. Fractionated, often offering only a piece of the complete vitamin. Again, vitamin C, ascorbic acid, is just the protective shell around the whole complex, so it's just a part of it. It's not complete in any way. 95% of all vitamins sold synthetically by pharmaceutical companies. Pharmaceutical companies have realized long ago that drugs weren't actually healing anybody, so they started to get into the vitamin field by buying out these synthetic companies. But the problem is, you're still not getting the point that it doesn't heal the body correctly. Synthetic fat-soluble vitamins, I said A, D, and K, toxic buildup in the liver and adipose tissue. We talked about that briefly. Scientific studies have implicated synthetic vitamins as increasing these risks: mortality, increased death from lung cancer, cardio disease, and birth defects increased, again, because of this problem here. And again, what organ of the body handles all your oils and oil breakdown and oil detox and things? Well, it's the liver. And if your liver is already loaded from whatever other bad habits you've gotten into, and it's already toxic, and you're taking a high dose of vitamin A or vitamin D in a synthetic form, that can lead to toxic problems. And especially in certain people who have comorbidities already, they actually have, they're already having problems, as we've seen with this coronavirus business. So the essentials, these essential nutrients are things that the body has to have. It can't make them or get them any other way. It has to have these essential things. So amino acids, those are protein, broken down proteins. The body has to get these from the diet. That's why people that are vegetarian, vegan have problems with that part, because a lot of times you're not getting that from animal sources. Animal sources just happen to work better in our body because we're animals. Our bodies are mammals. We work better on that type of nutritional source. Again, nothing, you can do vegan or vegetarian. That's a great detox diet, but a lot of times long term, those people have problems with that. Fatty acids, the body has to have certain fats that come from foods. Mostly your meats and things, again, the protein sources have the good fats with them, but you have to be able to break them down. You have to be able to digest them. Liver has to be able to work right, and you have to have the correct stomach acid for that to work correctly. Essential minerals, there's certain minerals we need. Now, again, an interesting thing, when I was researching this for tonight, looked at a couple things online. This one guy said you had 102 minerals in the body, and here this list is only, 20. So, there's different sources, different people look at different things, which again, we're telling you that with this point that medical science doesn't know all the answers to all the questions. We know some of them, but we don't know all of them. So it's a thing where you want to use a whole food that is the food that your body has had for thousands and thousands or whatever years, depending on who you listen to. So it's important to get this whole picture rather than just pick on certain ones, because you read the sales marketing on these vitamins and vitamin companies. Well, you got to have calcium for this, and you got to have potassium for this, and you got to have. And pretty soon you got 25 bottles of pills on your counter. So it's just important. A lot of times you can get it in your food, but again, you have to be able to digest it. So important there. The essential vitamins, and your fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, and then water-soluble B vitamins. And again, we'll believe all the vitamins are important. It's just that the body can make some of them. That is all for me tonight. I think we've got most of the things covered. Dr. Chip and Coach Eddie will be in on with some more great information. And we'll see you later. And don't worry, be healthy. Dr. Chip.
Okay, thank you. So I'll probably kind of piggyback off of what Dr. Mark said a little bit, and then I'm sure Eddie will take it home kind of at the end here, but he'll probably talk about more that I'm going to talk about similar to it too. So again, what vitamins and minerals, what are they, where do they come from? So again, a lot of them come from our water intake, the foods that we eat, and it's important is that we don't really see it like this, but again, the foods that we eat are actually building our body. So if we're not, again, getting in good foods and all that, we're not giving our bodies ample, say products for building blocks here too. So we need to kind of more respect our bodies and kind of give it the good nutrients, the good vitamins and minerals it needs to be healthy. And so again, Dr. Mark kind of explained this already, but with the natural versus synthetic, again, it's just obvious that natural foods are what our bodies prefer. Again, these synthetic foods, they're not, we haven't seen or eaten them for thousands of years. Only till recently have we modified the foods in such a way that, or even modified the foods or the vitamins and minerals in such a way that it's actually more foreign to our bodies. And so again, our bodies are used to eating these whole natural foods that are, again, good for our bodies. So when we're eating things that are familiar to our bodies, then it's able to, again, absorb it better, digest it better, and able to use it for carrying out its biological processes too. So yes, again, you kind of saw that. Now another take too is that we don't tend to think of it this way as much, but vitamins and minerals act as catalysts in the body, or you could say coenzymes or cofactors. And so why that's important is that our bodies are always functioning even without our thinking or without our awareness of it. And so these functions, or the body's systems are functioning properly, and when we get intake of vitamins or minerals, it helps our bodies to, again, get more of a push or more of a fuel to help those systems function properly. And so again, what is a catalyst? Well, a catalyst is a substance that increases the rate of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent chemical change. And so these vitamins and minerals, they're not actually changing, they're going through our bodies and helping our bodies to function at a more optimal rate. And so if we have a dysfunction of one of the systems of our bodies, then the vitamins and minerals help to bring the energy back up so that the system can work properly. Again, helps our bodies perform functions. So again, it's more of a fuel to the fire, you would say. And so again, I just already explained this, but just want to again reiterate is that our bodies are always working all the time. And so if we have issues or if we have illnesses or anything like that, it's because our bodies are at a decreased energy state. They're not able to work efficiently. And so these vitamins and minerals, again, help kickstart that system back into gear so that we are functioning properly. This goes with your respiratory system, your breathing, your blood flow, your nervous system, your immune system. All these systems are able to function better or more optimally when we have certain vitamins and minerals. And so I'm going to go ahead and leave you with this more of a core idea here, is that our bodies are self-healing and self-regulating. And so we are always, again, we don't even think about it, but we are breathing constantly. We are cleaning, our bodies are cleaning out constantly. The blood is circulating through miles of blood vessels constantly. The cells are exchanging different fluids and everything constantly. And so it's very important for our bodies to function properly and getting a good amount of vitamins and minerals in times of stress. And this is what I'm going to bring up too, is that when our bodies and brains are less stressed, we need less of things to help us to maintain our proper functions. So again, in a sense, if we are less stressed, then we would require less vitamins and minerals. But again, if our bodies and brains are more stressed, then we need more help. And again, that's okay if you need more help. That's what the vitamins and minerals are here to do. And so again, it's more of a support system to where if we're having too much stress, again, in these weird different times, if our minds are going crazy, if we're getting kind of pulled by certain emotions or anything like that, that's a lot of stress on our bodies and brains. And so vitamins and minerals are able to help support our bodies and brains, so it helps to regulate those systems better, and it allows our bodies to self-heal and self-regulate. So again, stressful times calls for helpful measures, and that's what vitamins and minerals can do for you, especially the natural ones. I think that is it for me. I'm going to go ahead and give it to Coach Ed, and he'll finish it here.
All right, thanks, Dr. Chip. So last, we're going to kind of finish off with how we can get the most out of our vitamins and minerals. And really, you know where I come from. I come in from more of an emotional standpoint when it comes to health. You're probably asking the question, how does emotions have anything to do to getting the most out of your food? Well, it's much more than you think that there is. So let's just dive in here, because now we're looking at the autonomic nervous system. And the autonomic nervous system is comprised of two parts. It's the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. We're going to go over these two and how these are affected by emotions and thoughts. So first, what is the sympathetic nervous system? Well, the sympathetic nervous system directs the body's rapidly involuntary response to dangerous or stressful situations, and it flashes hormones and chemicals to boost the body's awareness and the heart rate, sending extra blood to the muscles. So this is a part of things of what we're looking at if we're trying to kind of fight or flight or freeze. So when we're kind of out in the wilderness, we need something like that to kind of keep us surviving. So if we're looking at it, it's going to increase our heart rate, it's going to increase respiration, increase blood pressure if we're in this sympathetic state, increase sweating, dilation of our pupils, and this decreases the motility of the large intestines or our digestion if we're in more of this survival sympathetic state, which is the sympathetic nervous system. So if we're looking at this, what this states is there's 70% of the day, usually people are in this sympathetic state. They're driven to be in this fight or flight or free state all the time. So when we're eating our food, sometimes we're trying to eat it, but we're in the survival state trying to eat it, but we're trying to think something in the future of what we're scared about, what's going to happen tomorrow, or we're angry at someone else of what they did to us in the past. But really, a lot of this time, it keeps us in a survival state, and then somehow it's going to increase our heart rate. It's going to increase our respiration. It's going to get our blood pressure up and rolling, especially when we're eating. So this is supposed to be more of a rest and digest kind of part where we're going to go over in soon. But what we're going here is this might cause a lot of our symptoms when it comes to digestion if we're in more of this fight or flight, fearful state of emotional state. So parasympathetic nervous system, like I said, is going over more of the rest and digest. So this system is responsible for the body's rest and digestion. It's responsible for the body to be more relaxed, more relaxing, resting, feeding. So it's basically undoing the work of the sympathetic division of a stressful situation. So for instance, let's just say I run down a tiger, or let's just say a deer. I'm running down a deer and I'm more of a sympathetic state. I'm trying to get the deer, or maybe a lion's chasing me kind of thing. It's that same sympathetic state, but if I get the deer, it's time for me to relax. And you can see this a lot with even like the lion. If he gets its prey, he's not worried anymore. He's more relaxed, he's breathing much more calmer, and he's eating his food in a parasympathetic state. So we're looking at this parasympathetic nervous system is looking at decreasing the heart rate, decreasing respiration, decreasing blood pressure, relaxing the body, activating metabolism. So it increases the digestion and assimilation. But the big thing that I look at is we get in this state of our minds are conditioned with us always being in this fearful state. So if we're always getting the state 70% of the day, and then once we sit down, we tend to find ourselves still in that fearful fight or flight state. But when we're eating, let's try to get more of this relaxed Coach Eddie eating his peanut butter in more of a peaceful, relaxed state. So we can find ourselves assimilating and digesting our food much, much more. And we're looking at food, you can get much more bang for your buck if you're eating in more of a rest and digest kind of place. So my recommendations, I'm kind of looking more in the emotional side of thing is, before we eat, let's try to calm the mind and the body. Let's get it conditioned over and over and over again, because the mind works by repetition or habituation. So over and over again, before we eat, let's calm the body and mind, take some nice deep breaths to get us more in that parasympathetic state, and we got to get ourselves going. Once we're eating, just try to be present and eat the food. However, sometimes our minds are conditioned to take us one way, to think about what's going to happen tomorrow, or the negative emotions or fearful emotions that we have towards some other people, or even something that happened in the past that is the same exact situation of when we're eating this food. So try to get ourselves back into this nice, beautiful meal that you have in front of you, and be grateful for it. There's a lot of great research going out there, especially the gratitude and love. The science behind this, the research is stating that these emotions are releasing oxytocin. And oxytocin is what they're kind of saying is the feel-good hormone. So when we're feeling a lot of these emotions, being present with our food, it's going to put ourselves in a very nice parasympathetic state, get us more nice and relaxed. Your body's going to be swimming with a lot of these hormones of oxytocin, and you're going to get much more out of your food if you enjoy it in the present moment. And of course, after you got a bunch of food in there, try to relax so it allows the body for it to digest and assimilate, to absorb as many nutrients as we can from the food, and get the most bang for your buck, like I was saying. So that's all I've got for this moment. You can always follow us and kind of keep up with us on our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Parler, Brighteon, and then YouTube is where we're going to be putting a lot of these health shops. I highly recommend getting on our email list. This is our main focus when it comes to giving you guys as much information as possible. Through these health shops, we actually have a mirror image within our own blog. So Dr. Mark, Dr. Chip, and I, we actually create blogs going over exactly what we're going over here, or something down those lines, what we're talking about in these health shops, so you can get a much more deeper feel of what we got going on for you. If you'd like to schedule an appointment with us, we are at 2000 Jefferson in Quincy, Illinois at 6301, and our phone number here is 217-228-2040. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and have a great evening. Bye-bye. And I'm going to turn this off. See ya.